Hi guys, what's going on? Ace of Trades here with another video. Yeah, in today's video, my mic is broken. I've just gone to get it all set up, and for whatever reason, it just won't turn on. It won't pick up sound. Yeah, so I'm gonna have to look into that, and I can't be asked to do that right now. So yeah, I'm just using my laptop's mic. I don't know what the sound quality is going to be like. It might be shit. But if it is, then I don't really care. So yeah, yeah, little trade recap video from a couple of trades I took last week. I think now most of them will be on the 6th of June. There wasn't really much last week until Thursday last week. Friday was NFP, of course, so didn't really take much on Friday. I did take, I think, a GU trade on Friday. Usually I'd get out before news. This hit TP before news, so all good. And then I'll go over sort of what I'm expecting for this week as well. So let's just get straight into it. Okay, I'll start on the GU trade I took. I'm not going to go over every trade, just sort of the major pairs, GU and EU. Because I took maybe 3 or 4 trades and they're all the same, similar things. So I'll just go over the main ones. Yeah, so, okay. So let me actually skip back a bit further than this. So coming into sort of Thursday morning, let's say about here is when I get on my charts. What time is this? About 6:30. I'm usually at the gym at 6:30. I've already looked at the charts. Just before I go, I have a quick look about 6:30, and then I'm on my way to the gym, sort of thing. So yeah. So my obviously directional bias is pretty clear here. I think with EU. We're in a sort of a nice bullish trend, coming down sort of like this. So my expectation now would be to come sort of back into discount pricing and then continue up and taking out these highs. So what I need to look for now is my range. So you can see this is the 50% of the range. And obviously the high and the low, we know this is the high when we start to pull back and the 15-minute changes. So what I need to look for then is supply and demand areas within this zone and flip areas as well, within discount pricing that price might look to come to before moving off. So I mean, we can see here this demand zone that is coming out of the discount. So this demand zone is part of the discounted pricing. So price might look to come here and then start taking longs, obviously, the 15-minute sets up. So that was my overall sort of bias going into Thursday morning. Let me just reset this chart view and get onto the 15. So yeah, so 4-hour target is up here. We've got our 4-hour demand level that comes out of discounted price that we can look to take longs from, obviously providing that the 15-minute sets up. So what I'm going to look for first is initially a momentum shift. So if we're going to continue bearish on the 15-minute, we would expect price to continue making sort of like this, higher highs and higher lows, and continue down. When we get our first failure, which is here, that's when I might consider getting into the markets. I would have probably taken something that broke this high, so have my entry set up like this or something like this. But as there's no sweep here and we've got this 4-hour demand that hasn't been mitigated, and we've got 1-2 attempts at the zone that haven't touched it, we've got no sweeper liquidity here at all. My theory is, well, this is going to get swept, mitigate the zone, and then move off. And you can see that is exactly what happens. Excuse me, I've just eaten, so keep burping. Yeah, where was I? So yeah, so we mitigate this zone, we get a breaker structure to the upside, which sweeps liquidity. It's not, the most momentum filled push, whatever the word is, to the upside. But it is following 15-minute order flow and 4-hour expectation order flow as well. We've got some inducement here for our zone, which is also below the Asia session for our entry. So this is, pretty much, an A plus setup. got a breaker structure. It's in line with our 4-hour direction. We've got a liquidity sweep, and yes, pro trend, like I say. So yeah, I'll put this order on. We get tagged, and then news does just take us out on Thursday. I wasn't really sort of watching news on Thursday, more focused on sort of NFP. I wouldn't normally leave trades on during news, but because I just forgot about it, and this was only 0.5% risk trade, then I thought, I'll leave it on, and I was expecting sort of higher pricing anyway, so it was in line with my higher time frame, even though yeah, it was a news trade. But yeah, so that sort of takes out my my TP. Then we do continue high for a bit, so just in minimal sort of drawdown, and then yeah, hit TP for a 1.5% profit or 3 hour. And then obviously news kicks in on Friday about midday. Yeah, so after this, I'm not interested in sort of trading anymore. Let me exit off this. So for this week, I mean, we are turning bearish again now. If this candle closes below this pullback, then that'll, for me, as a 2-candle reversal, so it will confirm that we are bearish again. Need to wait for this candle to close. Not really look at anything else in the meantime for this particular pair. Let's go on to GU, and I will show you the similar trade that I took on Friday for GU as well. Let me go back to here. Actually, let me go back just one more candle. So GU, pretty much exactly the same thing. We've got a bullish trend, easy. Where is our range? High, low, find the equilibrium. This demand chain comes out of the discounted price. So from here, we pull back into discount, we mitigate our discounted demand, and then from here, this is where I look for 15-minute order flow to start turning bullish. This demand zone here actually swept part of the flip as well, so it's a valid zone for us to look to take longs. Liquidity has been taken on the 4 hour. It's in discounted pricing. No reason why I wouldn't want to take longs from here. Yeah, so again, similar thing on the 15 minutes to what we had on EU. We get, instead of a momentum shift, first thing I saw on this was a flip. So from here we have a supply zone, we have interaction with supply, and then demand takes over the markets and continues to hold. This is probably going to be my first momentum shift. I'll just put this one on here for an Instagram post to keep it all in because I don't want it too stretched. Let me delete that one. And it is a similar place as well. It's just for Instagram, I did it for ease. So yeah, so we sweep here again. So this is a sweep. It sweeps all the liquidity below there. We've got this low. We've got the London, so New York session low here as well. And then you can see this caused the momentum shift. So for, demand zones here are places that I want to look to enter the markets. And then really somewhat, I mean, this is messy price action, but when we start to get a sweep and a breaker structure. So in the morning, I was looking at, I had probably had alerts either side of this bit of price, this high here and this low here, and just see what happened first. If we were to break above here and we hadn't got any sweep down here, I just simply wouldn't enter. But we do actually get this. So this is a really nice setup because we sweep the Asia session. We should know now that there's a lot of liquidity below sessions and above sessions. So if we sweep a session and we get a move off like this, it's a perfectly valid trade to take. We leave some imbalance behind. We get the breaker structure. So just really nice in and out trade again. For this one was a 4%, so this is a 3% trade. Quite a bit of drawdown on this one, 0.7 pips from stop loss, but on major pairs that's absolutely fine. With this one, I was going to hold to the 4 hour, but yeah, with the upcoming news, sort of an hour after this, price can be a little bit messy. So I just thought, we've got my TP. I actually took it just before my TP because I was about to go out. So I probably took it at about 2.85%, something like that. In all honesty, because I was about to head out. Because I've got no interest in trading during news, especially things like NFP. And then sort of we sweep the 4 hour and sort of start heading back down. So this week for GU as well. Again, after we've had this, this low's failed the high. This to me, this low's failed the high. This is weak. We obviously sweep this, and then it's it's not too clear what's going to happen. So we break this, we come down. This, we fail there. It's a bit messy. I'm not really too sure what's going on with it now. I'd like to see a break of one of these highs or lows. This is sort of a minor low, but because it didn't break, it's not a true low. So I'm probably going to wait for GU to play out for a couple of days and see where we go from there. I did put this on. I didn't actually put it on, but I set it up just as like a little, I guess you could say, forward test. It's a bit. This is very aggressive. Yeah, I wouldn't really want to be taking anything like this. It's just after this massive bearish candle, it's just like trying to catch a falling knife, and it's very, very aggressive. Not something that I'd be looking to take, to be honest. I'd rather wait for an A plus setup that I'm more than confident in, rather than have a setup that I'm a bit iffy on. Again, something like this. Something like this is nice. It doesn't quite come back. This little candle here sweeps the New York session, and then we get this momentum push. It breaks structure, so something like that's valid. But yeah, I'm not too sure at the minute, so I'm just going to stay out of this. And the last thing I think I wanted to go over was a couple of gold positions that I took, I think, last week. So yeah, it was. I'm just going to go over this very quickly because I want to. Gold short. This one wasn't valid up here after we broke sort of this high with just one candle. It was just a liquidity sweep, but I was just sort of doing a markup last week. That was what I was doing. So yeah, I was bearish up until this point, really. Where am I now? Was it up here? Oh yeah, so it was here. So yeah, so bearish again. This is my initial breaker structure, and then we break, and then we break again. So I'm bearish on the 4 hour. Gold works slightly different, so I know I can be slightly more aggressive with gold. So yeah, essentially this is my trade. Like this, as I say, I'm up early, looking at the charts before I go to the gym. So once this mitigated this low here, let me just mark it out for you. Oh, not that one. This low here tried to push up and didn't, actually failed. We get a break below here for momentum shift. We sweep this little high here, which isn't great, but it's works a bit different on gold. And then yeah, my entry was just literally here. Again, 0.5% on this one. I don't normally mess around with my percentages. It is normally just 1%, but after a bit of a losing streak, I think it's end of April, maybe start of May-ish time, I've just been doing 0.5% on some pairs or some setups that maybe are like a B plus setup rather than an A plus setup. And yeah, just because I'm confident with my strategy and my analysis. It's just I need to hit the button a bit more. But yeah, that's it. That's gold. Fairly straightforward. 3% on that one again, or sorry, 1.5% 3 hour on that one. Yeah, and I think that's where I'm going to end the video. I'm not really looking for anything on gold at the minute this week. Maybe some pullbacks up here into the range. But yeah, certainly nothing really at the minute. It's taking my fancy. So yeah, I guess thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.